Hi, sir, by your presence, really. I'm so touched that you visited this.
Not really. I just came from the airport. I just
Today
came
he is
straight to the school
today.
and just came for this function. And it's a lovely place. And like Mr. Khan said, the chairperson of the school, and I interacted with the parents a little bit. I had a small word. And after this press conference, I'm going to speak to the cricketers who are playing here. And it was nice and opening this library and exhibition. And there are quite a few things have been organized in this school. And I'm very happy to be in Kashmir and also in Srinagar. Very, very early to comment on those things. And at the moment, every team is playing, and so it's a bit early to comment on who are the best three teams will be. Actually, I would have loved to, but in my cricket career, I played last my 3 years. Just before it, I played T20 cricket, and also I played 3 years of Mumbai Indians for IPL. So I think that's the way it is. Whatever I played with passion, and I'm happy that Test matches and ODIs and the few T20 cricket I played, I'm very happy with that. I think always India has a education, very good education system, and also the first time I came to Kashmir and Srinagar, they have a very good system here. I think the Mr. Khan as a chairman, principal, they're all doing their best for the students and the parents, make sure that the parents will be happy. And at the end of the day, when you finish school, you can say that I'm from this particular school, doing school, and I did this. And because of this school only, I'm in this position. Like I always say in my school in Sri Lanka. So our school system also in a very good system. That's why our literature rate is so high. But the Indian system is very good, and these international schools are doing great because they know that they need to keep those standards high and discipline high, and they do everything possible to maintain. The politics I don't want to comment, unfortunately. I am here for this particular thing, and Sri Lanka is doing well now as my country, and we went through a bit of a difficult period in Sri Lanka. So I will tell this for once and for all because it's easier. So that question will come from everyone. So for you all to tell, this is the best way. My country almost a year ago went through a very, very bad period. The protest went on, and the people wants a change. It happened. Now the people wants a future, the Sri Lankans. So we are looking forward now. Whatever we did, it's in history now. So now everything in place. We don't have any issues at the moment. So what we want is for you all, for media, when you want to show anything in Sri Lanka, show some positive images of Sri Lanka, not the protests. So I am involving tourism as a brand ambassador for Sri Lanka. So this is the best time I can come up and say my country is safe, can visit. You all can see anything in my country. Chairman have visited my country.
Twice.
Chairman twice visited, and he has gone
Awarded.
north, south, east, everywhere in my country,
awarded
my island. So it's a safe place to travel. So anybody who wants to travel to Sri Lanka, Indians, please go and you have a good time. So the visit Sri Lanka is very important, and there's nothing to worry. Just one thing I'm asking, show some nice images of my country, not what we went through the history. Thank you.
So is Kashmiri bat?
Bets.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, I think it's up to the individual players also. So, but I have heard Kashmiri bets. So I think I have played with those bats. So it's nothing wrong with the bats. So it has gone to international level.
So they have played some ICC events, but not a bilateral series. So what?
But the
from this
thing is,
what would
if
you
the
like to-
domestic issues in your specific countries, I can't talk about. Unfortunately, I'm an outsider. I'm a Sri Lankan, so I'm just in. I just want to speak about the school event. Unfortunately, I won't be able to talk about your domestic issues. I'm sorry. I think when player representing from their own place, I think it's a big value for these Kashmiri people. You know, when I came from down south Madara, it's the first time somebody represents Sri Lanka from my hometown. It's about 200, 300 kilometers away from Colombo. So people coming from outside, it's always better for the cricket. So that's a good thing happening because it's all over India. People are coming and playing Indian team. It's good. It's all over Sri Lanka. People coming and playing for Sri Lanka. It's good. So I'm not from Colombo. I'm deep down south. So it's happening everywhere in the world. So it's happening in India. That's very good.
Here, Sanat, this is Imran Naidu from Kashmir News Bureau. This side, friend. If you get an offer from BCCI or the Jammu and Kashmir administration to train or coach budding Kashmiri cricketers, will you join?
It's very difficult. I have my commitments in Sri Lanka at the moment. So to consult few things, few opinions I can do, but with my commitment in Sri Lanka, I can't take a big responsible job.
And second question is, how can we promote or boost tourism through cricket?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of cricketers cricket academies who can visit Sri Lanka. There are cricket academies who visit India. So I have my cricket academy in Sri Lanka. We visited in Delhi, Bangalore, so many places we have visited and played cricket. So it's all up to two academies to talk and get things done because tourism is one of the biggest thing for Sri Lanka. So I always promote. It's honorary job I am doing. So very happy to help if anybody wants to come, any cricket academy wants to visit Sri Lanka, yes, why not?
Sanath, with your permission, I would like to ask cricketing question. IPL, Big Bash, this Bangladesh League, they are all big money spenders. Did Sri Lanka miss a trick when they joined it late, the Lankan League?
You'll have to start somewhere, no? So we started now. We played about 2 years or 3 years LPL now, Lankan Premier League. That's the good thing. You never too late to start something. So we already started now. It's happening in Sri Lanka.
What is the standard of cricket in Sri Lanka? We have seen them losing to minnows. I mean, they barely qualified for the T20 knockouts, Super 16, last World Cup. T20.
Yeah, I think we won the Asia Cup though recently. These things happens. The cricket is always you go through a good time and a bad time, the both. So I think the Sri Lanka team also sometimes go through a little bit of lean patch. So just because of that, they are not qualified for one tournament. They will qualify for the next tournament. So like that, nobody expected them to win the Asia Cup, which we did.
So how do you see their chances, Sri Lankan chances at the World Cup?
We are at the qualified station. We need to play, I think, qualified games. So we'll wait and see.
Sir, it's a lot of praise across the country for IPL, Sri Lanka League, Bangladesh Premier League, Pakistan Super League. But most of the cricketers of your age have criticized this IPL pattern cricket. Then again advocating Test cricket and ODI cricket. How do you see this criticism?
It depends on some individual opinions because I can't comment on any individual's comments. But for me, I have seen a lot of cricketers have come because of IPL and they came and played a lot of international cricket. That's good for India. It's like every other country. In Bangladesh, it's like that. Australia, it's like that. There are good things happening. So there are some individuals coming up. Said there are things, negative things, but which I think I should not comment on.
Sanat, I want to ask you a question. Nowadays, we are seeing players burning out. So many budding players coming up and then reaching a particular place, fizzling out. And when you started Test cricket, I remember you were not that illustrious in your cricketing abilities. There was a time when you were fizzling out virtually. Then came 1996 World Cup, and there was a paradigm shift in your play, in your cricket. And there we saw a totally different Sanat Jayasuriya after 1996. Not only in one-day cricket, but in Test cricket. And then you started IPL, in my perception, in 1996 itself. 2020, which we saw later, actually was started by Sanat Jayasuriya. How do you see the IPL right now, and particularly how do the youngsters break that mental barrier when they reach the highest summit, but they cannot stay there for long? How to break that mental barrier?
It all depends on the individual player, you know. How do you play and how do you want to stay in the longer version of the game, the 50-over game and the T20 game. So, if as long as you perform as a Test cricketer, as a ODI cricketer or a T20 cricketer, you remain in the team. But only thing is, you need to look after your very, very early to comment on those things. And at the moment, every team is playing, and you know, so it's a bit early to comment on who are the best three teams will be. I think always India has a very good education system, and also the first time I came to Kashmir and Srinagar, they have a very good system here. I think Mr. Khan as a chairman, principal, they're all doing their best for the students and the parents, make sure that the parents will be happy. And at the end of the day, when you finish school, you can say that I'm from this particular school, doing school, and I did this, and because of this school only I'm in this position. Like I always say in my school in Sri Lanka. So our school system also in a very good system. That's why our literature rate is so high. But the Indian system is very good, and these international schools are doing great because they know that they need to keep those standards high and discipline high, and they do everything possible to maintain.